Okay, today I want to do a video on some collecting tips, and this is for people who want to start into getting into collecting and people who are already collecting and don't really need a little bit more help or some pointers on how to collect, how to spend less money, how to resell, and how to just know overall what your games are worth in, rarity and if they're worth any money. So, and basically just some overall helpful tips altogether. Before I start this, I'm no hardcore, um, you know, super expert on collecting, but I do know a couple things, and I have got a lot of things for very cheap, and I've made some money on some of the things that I've resold. So, you can take my word for however you want to take it, but some collectors out there will agree in the YouTube community, and also leave some comments below if you have some tips that you want to recommend to some other people, or if you agree or disagree with me. So first of all, probably my number one advice that I can give to people that are starting out collecting or who are already collecting is don't rely on eBay all the time for your pricing. That's like the number one thing that I think people they get it in their head that eBay is the number one word governing over anything else, and it's far beyond the case. This is just how I feel, and because if you go on eBay, you will find that probably 90% of the games that you see on there are going to say rare on them on the description, which is not the case. Probably 99% of those games. You're going to go on eBay and find Mario 3, mint condition, rare game, $25. And people are going to buy it. Mario 3 is not rare. Don't be fooled. This game sold a shitload of copies. It is not rare by any means. It is sought after. Now that's another thing I'm going to get to later on. The difference between sought after and rare. There is a difference. But do not rely on eBay as being your main governing, just don't rely on eBay above anything else. Because 99% of things will say rare on it, and 99% aren't rare. You'll see this, Final Fantasy VII, rare, $70 or something. This game is not rare. It sold a crap load of copies. It is in high demand. There is a difference between high demand and rare. A lot of people don't understand that, and I don't see why. Now, if you're reselling, you can get this game. You can get like $70 for this game if you resell smartly. But I just don't like people who fool people into thinking that, oh, rare, I see rare, so now I have to buy it, and automatically think that it's rare. They'll see something like something on the Nintendo, I don't know, like I said, Mario 3, oh, rare, it's not rare. People get that in your heads. Here's another thing, Chrono Trigger rare. Chrono Trigger is very highly sought after. It is not over exceedingly rare. I have 2 copies. I found them both in the wild. There are copies out there, people. You can find them. Games that are rare are usually games that are not good. They're usually terrible games that nobody bought. That is why they're rare, because nobody bought them. They're hard to find. Other rare games are games that are like prototypes, or games that were pulled from shelves slowly, really slowly after they first came out and they were pulled. Those are rare games. Rare games are usually terrible games, not good at all. Not your Marios, not your Zeldas, not your Final Fantasies. Those games are in high demand. There's a difference. Just try to get that in your heads. Now, if you're going to go after eBay, the pricing, don't go... I see a lot of people who find games at flea markets, like RC Pro-Am or something like that, just an example. They'll say, oh, I'm going to check this on eBay. So they look on their phone, eBay, oh, selling for $20. cart only. And you know, buy it now. What you want to do if you're gonna focus on eBay on their pricing, you want to look at what the item's sold for. Don't look at buy it now auctions typically, because people are gonna ask too much, and I guarantee you they're gonna relist that item several times before they actually have a chance to buy it, to sell it. Look for what the item's sold for. That's a more accurate description, of what the game kind of is worth, or what people want to pay for it. So you can go on eBay and find thousands of Final Fantasy VII's on there, and people asking 75, 90, 100 bucks or whatever, and they'll be up there for a while, and a lot of people will pay for it, but that does not mean that the game is worth that much, honestly. I mean, granted, something is worth what people are willing to pay for it, but as far as what the real value of the game itself is, in my opinion, Final Fantasy VII, $30, $40. Black Label, $50 maybe. But you want to look for what the item sold for, and just go to the auction listings and you will find where it was sold for. So that's a little bit more of a better description of how you can tell what an item is worth than just going and looking at buy it now. Oh, RC Pro and buy it now. It's a $20 game. I'm going to buy it because I found it for $18.99. Now I got a hell of a deal. No. Okay, so one more thing I want to mention is, if you're looking for something to base how rare things are, common, uncommon, rare, extremely rare, I recommend don't going on eBay and checking the prices of the games, because that's really skewed and it doesn't really tell you how much each game really is worth or how rare it is. I recommend picking up a rarity guide, such as the Digital Press Guide. This is really good, as well as joining forums of people who own really big collections of something that you're collecting for, such as Nintendo collections. Joining forums of people who own complete libraries of those games, or who are going for libraries of those games. Communicate with them, see how much games really are worth, and how hard they are to find or easy they are to find, such as digitpress.com. Those places have, any kind of gaming forum where people collect. People can talk back and forth how rare games are, how much they should go for, such stuff like that, instead of just going on eBay. This will help you with being a little bit more accurate on finding how much your games are worth or how hard they are to find. So I hope some of these collecting tips helped you guys out. They are a little basic, but for some people who are getting into collecting, they might not know how to go about it, or how to save money on their collecting habits. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.